Hello, internet friend. Welcome back to 20s for Days, the show where five dickheads get together and role play and roll virtual dice and basically make bigger dickheads of themselves. This week, thankfully, I haven't had anyone turn my power off mid intro, so all going well so far. Before we crack into our usual recap, I'll get my awesome players to quickly introduce themselves, introduce their characters, and give us a nice little fun fact, as usual, about their characters. So we'll start off with Rana.
Hi, I'm Rana. I'm playing Theodore Braveheart, Teddy Bear Paladin. Teddy's fun fact is he's got a cute little handmade outfit of armor that came with him, but he's also got a set of armor that is just a cereal box with some alfoil taped over it.
Cool.
That's his favourite.
And that's his favourite, is it?
Yeah, the tinfoil.
Okay.
It's been made just for him.
Is he wearing that one now, or?
I don't think it's been put on him, so no.
Okay, so it's just been made.
Yeah, it's been made, but it hasn't been put on him, so he can't really swap into it without somebody realising that something's a bit sus.
Yeah. No dramas. Jakey, welcome back.
Hello.
What do you mean? He was here the whole time.
Yeah.
Playing Chip, Mr. Potato Head. My secret is Barbie and I may seem toit, but don't actually care about it that much.
Much of a secret, really. Awesome.
He thinks it is.
Yep, that'll do that.
That's it.
Addy.
I'm Addy. I'm playing Reddy Tuxman. My secret, I guess, kind of goes somewhat hand in hand with that. One night, a few years back, you could say, Reddy and Chip took an adventure over to the neighbour's house where they went into their kids' Mexican toy set and had a wild week in plastic Mexico. Reddy saw some stuff, I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
Chip surprised him.
Yeah.
Chip
Good
really
night.
surprised him.
Oh,
Top
shit,
top
that
couple
is
of nights.
awesome. That's a one shot in itself. Oh,
Yep.
man.
Mexican
I'm right now.
families,
Yep, that is
greatest
1 week.
knockoffs.
1 week next door.
Mexican night. One shot. Awesome.
They were
I
like
love it.
people that kind of looked like Butcher, but they weren't Butcher. Very similar though.
All right, and Nath.
Hey, I'm Nathan. I am playing the Butcher. Wrestling toy, sort of off-brand, Big W sort of knockoff brand. Fun fact for the Butch. When he goes to the toilet, he always does reverse kangers. Always.
100%.
I can respect that.
Kent's house,
Can't
of
miss
course.
them, can you?
You can't miss it.
Yeah. Now I know why you were smiling earlier when I asked.
You asked, mate. You asked.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you came up with that so quickly too.
Nobody
It was
to
like,
blame.
hey, don't forget you need a secret for tonight. He's like, oh shit, okay, I got one. All right, and in case I forgot it earlier, I'm Jay. I'm your dungeon master for tonight. Welcome to the world of Underbed, a place where toys live, monsters under the bed are real, and as we saw last week, Cecilia, our beautiful little girl owner, has been taken by a monstrosity from under the bed and dragged down into their realm through a magical doorway. The team set off in pursuit after finding the door and managing to make their way through. They've emerged into a tunnel system, which both is maze-like and very labyrinth-like, if you will. Its walls were covered in like a slick saliva-like substance. There was a number of different turns and stuff like that. There's a lot of strange sights and sounds as they worked their way around, and eventually they came across a cavern where Reddy very unceremoniously fell face first into a bubbling vat of excrement. Yes, poo. From there, after pulling himself out of the muck, the team was beset by a troop of 3 diggers, large, Great Dane-sized rat-looking creatures with squid-like mouths and skin that was reminiscent of pork crackling. The group quickly dispatched these creatures with relative ease, and then decided to travel down the tunnel that which those creatures came through. In that next cavern, after moving through the smaller tunnel, they found a large opening, and against the far wall was a large shape, or a large collection of shapes, all rising and falling in uneven sort of motion. Teddy, or Theodore Braveheart, suspecting it was Cecilia, rushed forward, calling out her name, only to discover that this was actually a mound of roughly 100 of these digger creatures. They promptly woke up and began to give chase to our crew, who legged it as fast as they could down the tunnels, much to Reddy's chagrin. They ran through the tunnels. They bashed against the walls because it's quite dark in there, and there was banks of fog, etc. Eventually coming out into a massive cavern where a large stalagmite sat in the middle of the room. It was a big climb up. They managed to make their way up onto the top of this stalagmite, but the diggers, it took them a little while they were swarming around the base of it and trying to scramble up over each other to reach the team. From there, there was a few rocks thrown, and which only seemed to aggravate the creatures more. One of the diggers managed to grab purchase on top of the massif and started bringing himself up, when Reddy managed to understand what this creature was saying or thinking with its guttural screeches. And it was very clear that all this creature wanted was to kill, eat, and then poop out our team. Reddy then managed to do the old Crocodile Dundee on the creature, and convinced it to not do that. However, when he tried then to pass that message on to the rest of his compatriots in the swarm, he was then quickly eaten by the swarm itself, as somewhat of a traitor. From there, we saw our very first ulti as Teddy decided to bring everyone into a close little huddle, and using all her might and channeled her teddy bear protective energy, her defense, and just cast a magical sort of spell of sorts as she burned 3 inspiration points at once for this move, which sent the swarm reeling back into the tunnels from whence they came. With that done, the crew then legged it further down the tunnels and nearly met a sticky end over a large chasm, where we saw the labyrinth of tunnels just stretching on for as far as the eye could see. Like, there was hundreds and hundreds of these tunnels all over the place throughout the rock. We got over that side, the opposite side there, continued our way forward, but the swarm started to return again, giving chase, and once again we found ourselves in a large cavern with a stone stalagmite providing the only source of minimal shelter, as it were, while the swarm is currently maneuvering around the base of this rock formation and starting to gain serious purchase on the rock towards our crew. And that is where we left off.
Boo-boo-boo-doo.
And that is where we shall continue. So you're all standing on top of this stalagmite. You've got very little space. You're all sort of crammed in, backs against the stone, as it's sort of it's almost like a little C section has been carved out or is missing from this stalagmite, which is now connected to a stalactite hanging from the roof of this cavern. The benefit of that is these creatures can only sort of attack you from the one side, but you don't have much room to maneuver at this stage. You're all backed in against the rock. You're all sort of, shoulder to shoulder at this stage, and the diggers are very close to you now. They're within, say, 10 feet of you, climbing up off the rock face there.
Well, that's soot and poo.
Hmm.
Any ideas? As I just prepare my steel chair to start wailing if need be. If they come within reach, I'll just start belting the shit out of them while we come up with a plan.
Can we see anything in the distance?
So as you look around the cavern there, it's quite dark still. There's only minimal light cast from the candles that have been dug into the wall at intervals. You can see the swarm moving around on the ground, and it's almost like a thick carpet of pork crackling, just shifting and moving, like that scene at The Simpsons when they swept everything under the rug. And yeah, basically, you look that way, you see the tunnel which you came from. There's still diggers pouring in through there, and you look around to the left, and that is where you can actually see at this stage. You see another tunnel leading off from this cavern, very similar to the last one that you were in, where there was an exit pretty much opposite the entry point to this cavern. It's very dark in that exit point, but between you and that exit point, there is the swarm still as it moves around. So at least 25 diggers at that point, but they keep obviously circling, spiraling their way up towards you.
What do you think, Chip?
We're in a bit of a pickle!
There.
Thank God Reddy's here. He'll come up with a plan.
Fuck.
That was good.
One of the diggers grabs purchase on the ledge.
Whack
that you're
it.
standing
Smack
on.
it.
Okay.
I race Teddy to smack it, so you can smack it first.
Okay. I'll get you both to roll an attack.
On attack.
Okay, Teddy got there first.
I don't even roll yet.
Damage. That's what I'm saying.
Hang on.
Teddy got there first.
Oh, well, we're doing it that way, are we?
Okay, so Teddy comes down with the sword, cleaves this thing across the face, and its little squid mouth just drops onto the ground as it's cleft off its face there, and the digger just falls back, splats onto the ground. The swarm just moves over the top of its body and just... And the next time you see it, it's just a skeleton with shreds of flesh hanging from it.
Performance to let Butcher believe that he whacked it first.
I refuse.
Okay. Another digger has now reached you guys atop the stalagmite, and it reaches out with a clawed hand towards Chip.
No!
I join in the race this time.
Okay.
Stabby, stabby.
Yep. And again, you karate chop down on this thing with your little sword arm, and it penetrates straight through into this creature's skull, and just his hand is sort of twitching as it reaches for you, and then it goes slack.
How many are there?
There's 98 now.
I reckon we just stay here.
What a good start.
I do think we better fucking run at some point. Well,
All right, it's all right. Teddy's got it.
go.
Teddy can just do that big light thing that he did before.
Teddy's just like, I did a light thing?
Just fucking kill them all.
Wow, neat. I didn't know I could do that.
Alright, I don't know if this is going to work.
Ready, you feel something scratch the back of your calf.
Oh, you little fucking bastard, the hamburger's here. Whoa! I react and just kick.
Motherfucker's here again.
You hear
Yep, there he was too. I am going to burn an ulti, I think.
Nice!
So I pull out the little toy guitar that I keep forgetting that I've got, and I start breaking into a rendition of Ben by Michael Jackson. Not that anybody will probably get the reference, but that's fine. At the same time, I want to sort of use my bardic
Prowess.
yeah, to sort of capture their attention, and in turn, I want to channel using my ulti, speak with animals into a radius rather than just a couple, I think is what I can do. Where is it?
I've got an ulti, but you're not going to like it, so we won't try it now.
Oh no, that allows me to speak and they can understand everything I'm saying. But maybe, yeah, channel a friend's cantrip just to capture their attention. So I'm not trying to command them to do anything. I just want them to sort of stop and focus.
Okay, so explain how you capture their attention.
So yeah, it's kind of like the Pied Piper. I whip out that little good guitar I bought off the Hamburglar. Having a moment where I realise I still don't have fingers, I just kind of like start plonking it with my Lego bricks. So it's kind of like a really off-key version of Ben. And as I'm sort of like,
just remember though, if you strum that ukulele, that it's actually going to deal damage.
Who to? I thought you had to hit him with the ukulele to do damage.
No.
Oh, well, that goes in the back. I just play it on the fucking Walkman then, and I belt it out in a cappella.
Okay.
Although I do have a wind-up music box, but that's unrelated. I just start sort of I've got the bass music up, and I start singing Ben. And it's sort of I don't know the bloody lyrics. So no.
Oh, well, I should have been prepared for this.
No. Plus, it's copyrighted material. I can't do that. Anyway, and if I was prepared, I would have had something way better than this. But it's kind of like it's in a sort of a sad key. It's a remorseful sort of tune. It's about the friendship between a man and his rat and things like that. So I crank out into that, and hopefully they kind of just stop and look at the minute while I sing about fucking Ben and his rat. Or is the rat named Ben?
Okay.
I forget.
Roll me a persuasion with advantage, because
The ulti persuasion.
the ulti persuasion.
24.
Yeah. Okay. as you start this mournful tune, the diggers all just start sort of slowing and they're almost confused by what they're hearing. Like they've not encountered music before when they've been attacking something in these tunnels. It is a completely foreign thing to them right now, and they are just confused as fuck.
Pack and run. Pack and
I
run.
run.
Pack and run.
So yeah, Butcher's going.
Chip bounds after him.
Okay, so you guys are legging it.
Yeah, boy.
Okay. All right, so you all leap down off this rock massif, sort of sheepdogging your way down the backs of these digger creatures, and
Teddy's still gotta run. Pack and run.
Okay.
Pack and run, Tito. Tito. Pack and run.
Yeah.
Pack and run.
Going.
Nothing remarkable happens. Okay. Yep, so nothing remarkable happens there, and you guys manage to make your way back down onto the ground from there. So you've got the tunnel off to your left and the tunnel off to your right. Your right is where you came from, the left is where you...
Go left.
Oh, not the left
Yeah,
one.
Go left.
Go left.
Yeah, boy.
All right, so you guys start legging it towards the left there. The diggers now seem to, as the music starts to fade, they start to sort of shake and blink their eyes and stuff. Those shark-like eyes just flapping backwards and forwards, and they're sort of snapping out of their stupor. And now it's just like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
as if I can see it starting to wear off, fucking leg it.
Yep, so you guys are legging it. You reach the entrance to this tunnel here, and all of a sudden there is a burst of flame off to your right flank, and the tunnel is just erupting into this orange fury. You see standing in the entrance of the tunnel, filthy, and he's just hurling these burning bundles of wood into the cavern there, and as they strike the ground, they sort of like break apart and fan up into flame, essentially creating like this wall of fire across the entrance to the tunnel there behind you. And the diggers all just like put the picks on, and they're just like backing away from the fire.
And is that the tunnel that we're going to, or the other one?
So that's the tunnel that you're going to. So it's behind you guys now, and so the between you and the tunnel is clear, and behind you there's now a wall of fire blocking to the diggers. Okay.
Ken, is that you?
This person sort of looks up from under a bit of a hood. It looks like almost like a dressing gown of sorts, like real thin material, but he's shirtless underneath, real filthy pair of jocks, and a pair of ratted or tattered boots on his feet.
How do his knees look?
His knees. A little bit knobbly, to be honest. They're sort of turned inwards a little bit, and the left one has a bit of a scar down the centre of it. Looks like he's had some sort of ACL injury in the past. It's been rectified.
Okay.
Yeah. And he looks over you guys, and you see his like little beady eyes peeking out from under this hood there, and he's like, "I can't believe we're from the same mother. Look at you. Chased out of here by a bunch of bloody rat-looking things. She would be rolling in her grave."
Yes, absolutely, she would. And if I knew exactly what you were talking about, then I would agree. I would agree even further.
He takes his hood off, and you see that it is pretty much a doppelganger for Butcher. Only where Butcher is rather bulky and muscular, this guy looks like DJ Qual's body with Butcher's head.
Love it.
Only the hair is a different color. It is a a messy shock of blonde hair, whereas Butcher is a dark sort of dark brown.
What's going on here? Who are you?
What do you mean? Who am I? It's me, your brother.
I don't know. Like, he's got knobbly knee. Like, my brother doesn't have knobbly knees.
Unbelievable. Look, we can sit here and argue about this all day, all right? Or you can come with me, and we'll be safe.
What do you reckon, Chip?
Let's go!
Yes, we're
I'm a
going with
fucking
you.
potato! They will eat me first!
I mean, I guess he's got a point.
Hey,
Fair
I'm
enough.
more than happy to leave you guys here if you want. You know, that fire's going to go out soon, and then them diggers are going to be, swarming all over the tunnels. It's up to you if you want to stay in them or not.
I'm gone.
I guess we'll come with you. Where are we headed?
Follow me. And he
Where's
turns.
follow me?
Oh God, I haven't missed that. He turns and rushes down the dark tube, and you guys follow. So you see him in the dim, running fast and making several turns into adjoining tunnels with ease. You feel like you're going to lose him, so you strain yourselves to keep up with him and keep him in sight until finally you see the tunnel emerging into a large expanse of just bright light hitting your eyes, and you're all sort of like, and your eyes had been so used to the dim of the rocky corridors and cavernous sort of sections of the tunnels system that when you burst out into this open sort of ground beyond, you're obviously blinded temporarily. The light is searing and the dim fades behind you, and you realize everything has changed. So the sky above you is red, but not the warm red of a sunset. This is an angry, sort of glowering red, the color of like an infected wound. The sun is actually quite small in the sky, and it seems like it's very, distant compared to what you're used to. The air around you is still cold, and you find yourselves on the side of a large, sheer rock face, as if like you just basically come out into the middle of El Cap, and there's an inverted sort of forest growing down this rock face now. It's a huge just mix of plastic and plush broken limbs and appendages just jutting out from the side of this rock face, almost like a vertical graveyard, if you will. You watch as this brotherly figure looks over his shoulder at you. Come on, follow. And he leaps down, and with the deftness of a chimpanzee, just starts like hopping from appendage to appendage, just swinging down, dropping onto the next one, just parkour legend the whole way.
Just
Right.
quiet.
You heard it. You heard the man. Let's fucking go.
Did somebody sneak me some acid while I wasn't looking?
I look at my fingerless mittens, and I look at what he's done. Look back at the mittens, and you know what? Hell, I'll give it a go.
Hang on. Allow me. You see how easy you did that? If he's my brother, I can do it too. I'll go first. Ready?
For everyone involved, that was a 3.
Oh, that's a great result. Great result. Okay. So, Butcher,
Boy.
as you leap down to this first appendage sticking up out of the rock wall there, you reach out for it with both hands, and with the deftness of an unconscious goat, you just hit the appendage in mid-chest and just like flop over and start tumbling down this vertical face.
I imagine it a lot like that episode of Simpsons where Homer's on a skateboard and he's like,
Yeah,
and he's like,
yeah.
No.
I sort of see it more like that scene from Welcome to the Jungle, or AKA The Rundown, with The Rock and Stifler, when they both like leap out of the Jeep as it goes over that cliff, and then they're just falling down that cliff face for like 10 minutes.
When I see Theodore like looking at his little paws, I sort of like lean right down to him and put a paw on his shoulder, and I say, "It's all right, Theodore. You've got this." And I give him bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Where's my bardic
inspiration? How much is bardic inspiration, Addy?
What am I on at the moment? D6. Oh, it's not gonna help.
I think I still had my bardic from last week.
I'm doing better than Butcher still. Thanks, Addy.
So what's that? That's
6.
6.
Yep. Teddy,
Still better than Butcher.
similar.
Not quite dead yet.
Very similarly, you're cautiously reaching out for the first one. You're sort of like laying down on your belly on this stone sort of outcrop there, reaching for the first one, and then you reach over just a little bit too far, and you haven't got it yet, and you're like, and yep, again you're just like bouncing from appendage to appendage, just bang.
Oh, how I hate it.
I see Butcher's attempt, and I say, "That's not how you do it. This is how you do it."
Can't wait to see this.
It's gonna be 20. Oh shit!
There's a 9 for everyone.
Chip, you just tumble, like you tuck your arms into your body there. You pull them right in. Your legs, shoot up again, and you're just like a little potato rolling down the hill. Just
Yeah, I just sort of like walk up to the ledge and just peer
Thanks,
down
Rennie.
and just look back down the tunnel.
you hear screeching and these guttural little chattering of diggers, and you see a distant glow start to dim, and the chattering gets louder.
Things I fucking do. All right.
It's going to be incredible.
Come on.
Come on.
3, 6, 9, 12. We all rolled in intervals of 3.
Shit.
Fucking amazing. Come on, 12's got to be good, surely. It's better than 10.
You managed to grab onto the first tree limb or arm limb that you find, and you're hanging there by one hand, but you're hanging.
I'll take that.
You hear these screams from below, like, "Fuck you, Ken! You bitch! I know it's you."
That's alright, this is my life now. If you guys need anything, just come look for me in this tree.
Oh, shit. Alright. So as you guys are falling, obviously, for a while now, I'll get you to roll a D10, please. Those of you who didn't grab onto something.
91, baby.
Oh, fuck me.
2, okay.
Here comes the 3.
6. Okay. So the roll that you got then, so Butcher 1, Chip 2, and Teddy 6, that is the amount of damage that you will take, bludgeoning damage
Oh, is that
from the falls.
Oh.
Alright. But that was for the first couple of meters. You still have, let's say, you still have about 500 meters left to go of this rock face.
Can I try and grab something?
Yes. So give me a dex check, everyone.
I just swear swear it can.
Sorry, scratch all that.
Not a save, just a dex.
20!
Fuck you, Ken! I'll see you in Valhalla, you prick!
Okay, so Chip, you managed to sort of get stuck between two, like an arm and a leg shooting that way, so they sort of cross over, and it catches you just in between there, and your arms pop out, and you wrap around the base of this.
Huzzah!
Meanwhile, Butcher and Teddy, you both continue to fall, unable to grab any purchase on any of these limbs sticking out from the rock wall, or even on the rock wall itself. You're just continuously pinballing down this thing, and I'll get you guys to roll another D10, please.
Can I see where Theodore's falling from here?
Yeah, down.
Like
Down.
That's the damage.
Okay, so yep. Butcher, you take 10.
Yep.
Teddy, you take 8.
Have done. Beautiful.
Okay.
Not a beautiful.
So, Reddy and Chip, you both now are continuing down to climb down from piece to piece, and you managed to do so without any real drama from here. Butcher,
I try to
and-
go down in a general direction that I saw Theodore going, but if I don't,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah, it's pretty much in a down direction anyway. Like,
Yeah.
it's not much. It's probably only a couple of meters either side of you. You see all four just sort of off at the same sort of point.
No.
I'm just imagining that Teddy is kind of doing these like head over heels, where he's like head, butt, as he just constantly bonk, bonk, bonks the whole way down.
Yeah.
I just imagine that last one was. Oh, can you prick? So he's just flat. He's just flat spinning. It's like every now and again there's like a jutting rock coming out. He's like,
Yeah. Okay. So
Dex.
Teddy and Butcher, I'll get you to go another dexterity, please.
I kind of.
Yay! Doing
Kinda don't
well.
Yep, Teddy, you strike off the rock face again, and now you're starting to free fall.
Success.
Butch, you're doing the same thing. Teddy, you've taken another 10 damage. Butcher, you've taken another 3 damage, and now you both are starting to free fall down this rock face.
Bloody ragdolling! All your limbs should be broken 9 ways from Sunday.
To this point, I'm gonna rage. Ken!
All right, the whole time, Reddy and Chip, you are trying to hurriedly get down as quickly as possible to try and keep up with these two, but there's no way you're going to keep up. Right? There's no way.
I'm in a Top Gun flat spin. Just there is no pulling out of this fucking thing.
You just see Butcher
I've
rolled. Talk to me, Goose.
I've rolled 3 dexterity checks that have all been 3s, like in a row.
Glorious.
Like that is not looking good for the old Butcher at the moment.
All right, one last dex. Okay, Teddy, you managed to reach out and with all your strength in your little pinky, you managed to hook on to a pebble on the side of the rock face.
I look at it and I lean up. Ready! I have a pinky!
It's a loose strand.
Yeah. What would normally be considered a pinky finger is actually just like a loose thread, but it's a big thread. It's a snag on a rock.
Can I perchance take this at disadvantage as I'm in a flat spin and I'm raging?
You know what? I'm going to allow it.
Reactively, can I try and grab Butcher
No.
if he goes past?
Yeah, you can try.
I'm ahead of Teddy. There's no-
I imagine.
Oh.
Yeah, I
I'm
imagine you
free
guys
falling.
are sort of falling at that same sort of. So when Theodore hit,
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm gone.
All right, Butcher just continues to free fall down.
Into
I'll get-
unconsciousness.
How much are you? I gotta
Sorry?
take damage. I gotta take damage.
Yeah, take your last damage on that one.
Oh, how do I take 0.5 damage? Do I just hit the deck now?
That's not your damage. Your damage is a D10. So roll a D10 and then.
I did. I just rolled a d10.
Okay. Yep. All right.
But I'm raging, so it's half.
You're raging, so half blood. Okay, so you're by this stage.
I'll take.
By this stage, man, you've taken so many hits that you can't even tell where they're coming from anymore.
I keep going.
Your whole face is gravel rash and all that sort of stuff.
Still got
Man, you need some sandpaper to buff out all those scratches.
So then, so you're free falling at the moment, Butcher. Everyone else has managed to grab hold and is now, carefully scaling down this rock face, and you are at centimeters from hitting what appears to be a very flat, just ground level. All right, it's just rock, just bedrock the whole way through. As far as guys can see. Yeah, more or less. But M and Wheel was sort of jagged rocks.
Okay.
Yeah. This is just like hitting a salt pan.
Okay.
But you don't hit.
Ooh. Sick.
All of a sudden, you feel your underwear
flat out to the top. It's mirror world.
No, your underwear suddenly starts crawling with great speed up your back, as and then
Super atomic
basically,
Atomic wedgie.
Fucking Ken.
and you look up and you see your brother holding on with one hand to a tree limb, or like basically a severed teddy bear limb stuck to this rock face, and then the other hand has grabbed your underwear waistband, and it is just reefed up above you there. And
I'm very confused. I've got a massive wedgie and I'm very fucking confused.
You're lucky you made it out
he
of
left
plastic,
before all of you guys, so
know.
he was down. He was a lot closer to the bottom than you were, and you've flat spin down. He's grabbed you as you've come down and held you by the underwear, which has stopped you from.
Butcher is very lucky that he is a plastic doll with Barbie doll anatomy.
You're lucky I don't ulti on you right now. Now, can I have my ass crack back?
Oh, you've got it. It's well defined.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to save your stupid neck again. Forgive me. And he lets go, and you face plant straight into the dirt.
I was just after a glorious death, free flat spinning, and you had to come out of nowhere, teleport down here, and grab me by the underwear.
What the fuck are you talking about? Teleport? I left before you.
How fast can you climb?
Pretty fucking fast. I do this every day.
I flat spin. I'm all the way out there. And you beat me down here. I don't believe it. Who are you? Are you Ken? I like try and reach for his face. Let's see if there's like a mask on him.
Stop touching my face. Stop it.
Oh my god.
No, he is your brother.
The one from the Billy's room.
Yes.
What the fuck are you doing down here?
Well, after you left the room, it got rather boring, didn't it? And then they all went bloody crazy, so I ended up here. Shoved me down the tunnel, gave me a bloody little torch, and said, "Off you go, lad."
You were meant to be in charge. When I went away to Cecilia, you were meant to be in charge of Billy in his room. You were meant to kick the shit out of Spinjitzu if they got out of control.
Yeah, look, I tried to do that, but
you fucking left your post.
Oh, don't you start about leaving your post. How many rooms have you been in before?
A lot, but the point is...
Exactly.
The point is that we had a plan.
We don't have time for this, okay? We've got to get home before that sun sets.
This is not part of the plan. You're meant to stay
No
there.
shit, Sherlock.
Oh my god.
Me coming here wasn't part of my plan either. I was supposed to live the life of luxury on the top shelf.
I reach for his face again. See if there's a
Stop
mark.
touching my face.
Teddy
He's like,
Teddy
he,
gets down
like,
to the
he
bottom and he's like, "There's a top shelf."
He palms Butcher in the face at the same time. So both of them are just sort of like pulling at each other's face. Like, how do you like it, huh? You like having your face pulled on?
A little bit.
It's alright.
Fuck's sake. He looks up and he sees the rest of you climbing down now. He's like, Jesus Christ, you guys could take long. I'll be dead before they get down. Hurry up!
Shut
See,
up!
I was just trying to be efficient and use my parkour skills, and you catch me. I was going to land like superhero landing style.
Butcher,
Yeah, well,
I found out I have a pinky.
About that, it's just a thread, lad. About that, alright? You see this scar on my knee? I got that the first day I tried to parkour down that hill.
It looks suspiciously like Ken's scar.
What the fuck are you talking about? Ken doesn't have a scar.
Oh, he does now. He's got
How did you
scars
know
on both
Ken?
Yeah.
What do you mean, how do I know Ken? Everyone knows Ken.
Are you in cahoots with Ken?
Oh, for fuck's sake, not another one of these.
Where's Theodore?
That's-
Theodore!
Okay, good. Now
Theodore!
You just hear a
Go here.
Go here, Ken.
Theodore belly splats onto the ground as he trips the last
This-
step.
This guy
Right.
is conspiring.
Now that you're all here, let's get the fuck off the plane, shall we?
I'm still raging for a while. Like everything, like in my mind, is clear as day, but like on the outside, I'm like just grabbing for your face and stuff.
I lean over and I'm like,
8.
"Ready, I'm right here, sir."
8. Cure.
Nice, thanks.
Okay. So from here, you look out across this this vast barren plain, and there's a desert of rocks and bones, with a wind sort of like passing over it, and it's just dust devils just whirling up and dissipating. And there's a long sort of distance in front of you where it just goes out to the horizon and then peters off. So Butcher's brother, sorry, I can't remember his name. What was his name again?
I believe it was Wode or something.
Wode, that's right. Yep. So Wode looks over the group at the moment. He goes, right, stay close. You don't want to get left out alone here or get lost. And he leads on, never resting. It seems. You guys,
I still think he's Ken.
you guys stall to try and catch some of your breath, but he just shakes his head and gestures for you to come on. Apparently, he doesn't think you guys should stop here on the plane.
To be honest, I don't feel like I should stop either.
Butcher, where's Ken?
Well, to be fair, I think this guy's Ken because my brother didn't have these like scars on his knees when I left him, and he's supposed to be in Billy's room taking care of the spin jitsu.
I just fucking told you.
Did you check his face?
I don't want to burst your bubble.
I try to check a couple of times for the mask to check if he's Ken, but
Well,
my brother was supposed to be in charge of Billy's room.
Ken doesn't have any scars on his knees. It's all rubber.
Teddy softly starts singing, like, the wheels on the bus, 99 bottles of beer. I know a song that'll get on your nerves. He's just humming them really softly to himself.
Keep it down.
The more this bear fucking sings, the more I don't like him. Shut up.
You don't like me?
It's alright,
So,
Theodore, if you need to
Wode
sing,
looks back at you, Teddy.
sing.
Wode looks back at you, Teddy, and he's like, shh! And he points up at the sky. And you look up, and you can see high above, there is a small black dot just circling around the sky. And
I walk
you
a
look back
little
there.
bit closer
What the fuck
to
is that?
Wode.
Shh!
What the fuck is it, Ken?
My name's not Ken, it's Wode.
Well, Wode wouldn't be down here. He'd
Well,
be in
Wode
Billy's room
is down here.
taking care of things like you're supposed to be. Like
He's
I'm
not
taking
very
care of things in
smart.
Cecilia's. I'm taking care of things in Cecilia's room.
And how's
Oh,
that
it's meant
going
to
for
be.
you, big one?
Well, we're in pursuit, hot pursuit, and it's all thanks to me.
So you fucked up. That's why you're down here. Is that what
Shh,
you're saying?
Alright.
won't. Shh, shh. There's something up there. Shh.
Right,
Anyway, the biggest.
You shut up. You shut up.
Shh,
You definitely shut up. Right. And let's go. And he takes off again.
Anyways, what the fuck's that?
He turns around and just like slaps you across the face. Shut your fucking mouth and follow me. For once in your life, do as you're fucking told.
Ken's grown a pair.
I'm not Ken. All right. After what feels like an age, you reach the base of what looks to be a large sort of stone wall. Like it's all large boulders and mortar, and it's just fashioned into a high wall. It's at least probably 200 foot tall, and it just stretches on for as far as you can see to the left, as far as you can see to the right. Your guide, Woad, basically uh, guides you along the left-hand side of this wall until you reach like a metal grate in the side of it there with a little trickle of just foul-smelling liquid just running out of it down into the salt pan beyond.
Is that shite?
It's just foul-smelling liquid.
I think it was.
So from here, he lifts up the grate and gestures for you guys to funnel through.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
it
go
sounds
first.
like this sounds like a Ken trap.
Oh, definitely.
So you go through.
We can take
Yeah.
him. Chippers.
Okay, so you all climb through, crawling through on your hands and knees. You go through a little culvert, and you emerge into a shadowy, just drainage area, basically. It's quite dark, but you can still sort of see. He follows through in front of the crew, and he just looks over you guys, and he goes, "Right, absolute silence from here."
But you're talking.
I don't understand what he means.
I think he's saying to be quiet.
Oh, I meant
What's
this
why?
thing.
Why? What's down here?
He starts climbing up the ladder, peeks his head over the top, looks down at you guys, gives a nod, and climbs over the edge there and disappears.
I guess I'll follow.
It's fucking Ken, I tell you.
So as you climb up the ladder, okay, you sort of see rock, and then it comes up, and you see before you a mega structure, if you will, like a large city, very gothic, very medieval kind of construction. But you feel that the angles are just all wrong. The walls are sloped rather aggressively over the streets. It looks like this city was, was just made of every nightmare you have ever endured, made into a physical form, like a huge mouth with jutting teeth out from the bottom of the the desert that you're in. It looks like it was a city that had been built just to be abandoned. Like it's all dilapidated, all sulfury sort of tones and browns and stuff like that. It's very sepia. And basically, you see in front of you now, you see Woad, and he's just sort of creeping through the shadows, going from dark spot to dark spot as this cobblestone street starts to stretch out in front of you. And you see houses either side, buildings. They're all like 2-story, 3-story buildings, all leaning precariously over each other. So one's sort of leaning over like that, another one's leaning over the top of it. And yeah, so just the whole place has a strange sort of cant to it, if you will. And he starts leading you down through this narrow path, and you follow.
Gesture for everyone else to hurry up, and then follow.
Yep.
Hesitantly, because I still believe it's Ken.
Hesitantly, because I still think that people have fed me drugs.
Right. So you're all following through the dark corners of this street, and he puts out a hand. He's like, "Stop! Stop."
Stop.
Yep. Everyone
I'm
freezes.
getting
in place.
labyrinth vibes actually from it.
Okay. So he puts out a hand. He's like, "Stop! Stop! Stop." He points up to the sky again, and you see the dead sun is now setting, and for a brief moment there is pitch black, and you just hear all manner of monstrous and unnatural calls, shrieks, hollers, barks, howls, all mixed together in a terrifying soup of wicked noise as two large pale moons rise up and start to engulf the horizon until they start, obviously, their trajectory over this necropolis-like city.
I'm not liking this.
And from there, he's like, "Okay."
Home sweet home.
So he leads you on, and darting from cover to cover, now avoiding the light of these street lamps casting dull sepia spotlights against the shimmering slick cobblestone road. You're following his insistence, and he reaches a house with a red door. Piled up outside the step to the door is like a bunch of crates and boxes and just detritus. The house itself, it looks like most of the other ones. Its walls are kind of look like they've been made of like rock, and there's planks of wood in precarious sort of places. Like, why is that plank of wood in the middle of that stone masonry? It's just odd, like it doesn't look like it should support itself, but it does. And from inside, you see a dull greenish kind of light emanating through very dirty glass windows, almost like the glass of a beer bottle. And then he walks up to the door, looks around carefully, and then knocks on the door. There's a pause, and then he knocks again. And then he enters.
Follow.
I follow.
Okay. So from there, you all rush inside the house, and as Woad closes the door behind you, you get your first good glimpse at your surroundings. So the house has a Victorian feel to it, but it's all twisted and broken. The walls seem to be cut from like chalk-like stone. There's a white pastiness to the texture. You follow the walls up, and it leads to a twisted ceiling of black wood beams supporting a second floor. There is a low-hanging chandelier in the middle of this room that you're in, with wrought iron construction, and large, heavy, clumped wax candles burn atop it. And it's cast like a spider web-like pattern of shadows across the room there. You see a fireplace over to the left behind a large table. And in that fireplace, there's obviously a fire burning, which is again casting sort of amber hues against the far wall. There's a pot with some sort of broth bubbling and broiling in the fireplace, and And you see a number of chairs beside the table and a broken staircase on the furthest wall from the doorway to you. You hear a deep, cracked voice speak from the far side of this room. Road!
Here we go.
From the shadowy corner of the room steps a squat, toad-like creature. Its fat belly is distended and marked with boils and cuts that ooze liquid in great drips upon the dirt floor. Its eyes are wide open and bloodshot, and it bears... It's not Ken. It bears a painfully wide grin of shark-like teeth. And it starts to lumber across the room with its arms like wide open towards the group of you. Word!
Butcher, your brother has a strange taste in partners.
Yes, it's true. He was supposed to not even be here. He's meant to be in Billy's room, but I don't know what's going on. I assume he still can.
Clearly.
I'm still under the strong impression this is a trap, and he's Ken. He's about to rip off his mask, reveal himself.
Pretty sure he's slumming it with the frog prince here.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I am intrigued.
Or so.
Okay, so you're just waiting to see what happens?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'm just like, you know,
Stunned silence. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my got my chair on standby.
All right, so you got your chair cocked and ready to go.
Pretty much.
Okay.
No, not like that. I'm just like holding it next to me, like
Yeah.
just like as if you would hold a sword on the ground, like But
Okay.
my chair.
Cool. Yep. So he rushes over and he just he grabs up Woad and hugs him tight into his chest there, and it looks almost like he's
Even though that's a frog, that's kinda gay.
What is going on, Ken? I mean, Woad. What?
He drops Woad down and he looks over at you guys and you see his little deep set beady eyes just like looking into you. And he's like, "Oh, sorry. I don't mean no harm to anyone. I'm not like the rest of them. My name's Mr. Tubbs. Welcome to my home."
Hello. I'm Theodore.
Ah, Theodore, nice to meet you, young man.
Nice to meet you too. You seem really nice. And Teddy shakes his little hand.
Yep. Yep.
I am very, very confused. What the fuck is going on here? Now, Woad, if that is in fact your real name, what is happening right now? I'm very confused. Why did he hug you, Mr. Tubbs?
Well, Mr. Tubbs here, I hugged him because I care for his safety. Why else would I be hugging him? You worried the missus, he said, pointing at Woad. He's like, you worried Mrs. Tubbs, You didn't tell her that you were leaving. You didn't tell her where you were going. I come home from his shift, and then all hell's broken loose. She's crying and carrying on. Mrs. Tubbs, come down here, lass.
What kind of relationship is going on here?
You hear from upstairs heavy footsteps.
And Teddy's just like, Woad's been adopted.
And a slovenly creature emerges from upstairs as it thumps down the broken staircase. She's short and fat like Mr. Tubbs, and her bloated and horrid features seem somewhat more feminine than his. There's a greying ponytail sticking out of the back of her head
That
randomly.
makes it worse.
She's exactly the same as him. She's just got eyelashes and lips.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got like longer eyelashes and her lips are like a bright red color as opposed to his like dark green.
So it's like Miss Pac-Man to Pac-Man.
She is wearing a purple
Children.
collection of rags just stitched into a dress of sorts, punctuated with yellow squares that almost sort of resemble some sort of like flower pattern, if you will. Her hair is thick and motley, but grey and unkempt as it sort of spurts out the back like a ponytail. And she smiles with her own shark-like maw at the group and comes to stand next to her husband, Mr. Tubbs, wrapping a skinny arm around his waist there, and he wraps one over her shoulder, and they both stand sort of chuffed in front of you, like, everyone,
Teddy,
this is my wife. This is Mrs. Tubbs. Oh, how lovely to meet you, Wode. Oh, you're a cheeky one, you are, Wode. You frightened me half to death, you did.
Teddy.
Sounds entirely too much like the Hamburglar.
Hey, no, it's not hamburger. That's more feminine. Hamburger's more like this, mate.
Yeah, it's pretty close. It's
He's more like this, yeah.
enough
It's a bit more nasally.
It's enough to trigger Eddie. Oh, he's ready with the backhand.
Teddy's just delighted
Oh.
to meet two new friends.
So Mrs. Tubbs,
Yes, dearie.
that is a strange first name, Mrs.
Well, it's not my first name, of course.
And why does Mr. Tubbs call you Mrs. Tubbs? That's strange to me.
Well, because we're married, ain't we?
What?
Teddy's just like-
Right, I look directly at Wode. I'm like, right, Ken, Wode, whoever you are, what
Wode.
in the fuck is going on right now in this house?
Oh,
Well,
we're making friends, Butcher.
we are
Sorry,
offering
Rico?
you sanctuary.
I know that magic trick. I can do that.
Sanctuary from whom?
Teddy just looks at the door and just waves his little mittens at it. He's like, everything!
That's
I mean-
a fair point.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Look, it-
Well, they're not
Mr. Tubbs
ghosts,
sort
so...
of takes a step forward and places a hand on your shoulder, Butcher. He's like, look, it's a good thing that he found you before they did. All right? I can tell you. Those blackguards, and he gestures out the door, those blackguards
Take
don't
two
take as kindly to strangers as we do in this house.
Take 2 steps back. Backwards straight away.
Excuse me.
Yes, he has.
Did you guys run in with Bugsy?
Bugsy?
I'm just trying to
I
figure out where
know,
he
right?
was.
I don't know no Bugsy. Do you know a Bugsy, Mrs. Tubbs? Oh, no, I never heard of no Bugsy before. And Wode just sort of like, no, he didn't come down here.
Well, that entirely depends on your point of view. I mean, he's here with us now.
I mean, you guys are lucky you didn't
What
meet
do you
him
mean?
then.
Well,
Oh, that's so
let's just say that his spirit lives on within my bag.
Are you carrying around his corpse in your backpack?
No,
Wait, what?
that would be dumb.
I should say so, because if you're carrying around a lot of dead meat, well, you're prone to become it in this place. Let me just say that.
Yeah,
Teddy-
I've got no fear of that here.
Teddy's still trying to wrap his head around what Reddy has just said.
I lost what you call meat a long time ago. So there's no fear here.
Mr. Tubbs sort of takes a step forward and gestures to the table and chairs. He's like, "Come now, you must be hungry from the journey, eh? Lots of running and stuff. I'm sure getting lost through those tunnels. Lots of dangerous diggers through there. Look, take a seat, and we'll fetch the others for supper.
Did
Who
so?
are the others?
Were you guys born here, or
Born and
you-
bred.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if and I don't know how this place works. I wasn't sure if you guys used to be toys like us, or if you were born here.
Well,
And now I'm having a bit of a crisis because I
I
killed the
understand.
diggers.
I understand. Young Woad here went through a very similar experience when he first arrived. Look, let's all sit down, have dinner. Mrs., will you go and get the rest of the kids, please?
Pussy!
There's more friends. Teddy is so excited.
So, whoa, you had a bit of a crisis, did you?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of your stupid head.
Yeah, good on you. Yeah, well done. Crisis. Did you turn up? Had a bit of a cry, did you? Couldn't handle it? So you left your post.
I didn't leave my
told you to
post.
stay at. Why are you here?
Why am I here? Because that room all went to hell, right? It wasn't my job to look after that boy, okay? I was merely there for entertainment purposes, much like you were, okay? It was Bugsy, right, who was there to protect him. I was there to entertain. That is what I do. And he reaches out, and you see he's dressing down sort of part, and you just see all these ribs and bones and skin bones, and you're just I am an entertainer.
How come you don't look as jacked as Butcher?
Well, I've been in these tunnels for a fair while, and let's just say that there aren't that many great sources of protein around here, in case you haven't noticed.
Just curious.
I've not always been smaller. You were the small one.
Something. That's what the small one was saying.
And you started shooting up that bloody golden syrup, and now look at you. Up like a bloody balloon.
Wait. We grow? Ready, am I going to get taller?
I'm afraid we don't think.
All right. So when I left that room, the deal was that you were there to take care of things in case the spinjitzu got out of hand. And what, you just left your post? You
No,
weren't there to
I didn't
entertain.
leave my post, mate. Alright? I didn't leave my post. I was thrown down the fucking tunnel.
By who?
By Bugsy. And the Spinjitzu.
Why did
You know-
Bugsy do that to you?
The
See, I can
same
see the
reason.
spinjitzu
Well, after
doing it.
you left, he saw me as just another traitor in waiting, and he decided, here's a torch, lad. Off you go down the tunnel. See if you can block him.
I still
Bugsy's
think you
dead.
can. Yeah, but Bugsy's fucked up.
Bugsy's dead.
Bugsy what?
Oi.
Yeah, we found him under the bed. And then he told us to fix everything, and
Under
we told
whose
him he
bed?
should fix his... Under Cecilia's bed. And we had this great long argument about how he should go and fix the spinjitzu, and then the coward stabbed himself on my sword while we were talking.
And
You
there,
mean
Wouldn't know not,
She's
wouldn't
glorious.
know not to
That
his own
sounds,
mistake.
that sounds suspiciously like you stabbed him.
and that, no.
I healed him.
Yeah. No bad words against Theodore.
Yes, Theodore healed him with a sword to the stomach. It was glorious.
And now, as we can see, that Butcher has vouched for me. We know he is a pathological liar, and so I must be telling the truth.
I like you.
Hoisted and
Hey!
petard.
Oh, you would.
You know what I
Shut
like?
it up.
That I said the word pathological, and I think I used it correctly.
You did, little one. You did great. Good on you.
Thanks, I've been alive for like 4 days
Ruffles
now.
on top of your head.
Oh, this place is giving me a headache.
As you say that, you hear a loud clatter of small footsteps and something fall over upstairs as 6 young children scurry down the stairs.
The fuck are they?
Christ.
Also,
They're all under the age of
Butcher,
10, from what you
I
can
claim
tell.
your brother now. He's my brother.
They're all wearing dirted and tatty clothes of some kind, mostly pajamas. Some are wearing onesies with the top open and wrapped around their waist, sort of like tying a shirt around your waist. And they got their chests out, like little boys with not wearing any shirts or anything like that. But you can sort of see they've got like almost like finger paintings all over them, like little mini tattoos and stuff. Like one's got Merry Christmas tattooed across his collarbone and stuff like that. There's another one, on his muscle there, and it's got like this little picture of like a knight in, with a sword and stuff like that, killing this red blobby-looking monster thing. And they're missing teeth. They got like, half-shaved heads and stuff. One's got a bloody little floppy front mohawk thing, like just the rest of his head shaved, and then this part, the horn here, is just like all long and floppy and stuff like that. And they're all like just brandishing all these random blunt force instruments. Like one's got a leg from a chair, another one's got like a cricket bat with a bunch of nails bashed through it. There's one who's got like just a chain. Just a straight up piece of chain, and then there's another one who's got like a fence post, but the fence post is basically just been sharpened into a large point at both ends, and they're all filthy, like they're all dirty, smeared with dirt and stuff like that.
When you started talking, Theodore was like, great, playmates. And then the longer it went on, the more he went, not acceptable friends. Not the kind that mother would allow in the house.
You see all the kids just rush straight up past you to the table there, and they're just all sitting down at the table. They're carrying on boisterous and all that sort of stuff, poking and pushing and all that sort of stuff. And then you see one of them standing still at the base of the stairs, just glaring at you. Okay, they're just glaring at Theodore, and he's holding a totem tennis pole. But where the tennis ball used to be, there's just the tennis ball and the rope. It's just been replaced with a length of barbed wire. And he's just like,
Hi!
he spits on the ground at you and just rushes off back upstairs.
I'm going to assume that was a greeting.
That's a strange greeting.
Isn't it? What the fuck is wrong with this place? I used to think that Hamburglar lived in a shithole, but fuck me.
Mrs. Tubbs.
Ready? Be polite.
Mrs. Tubbs sort of like sees this little boy spit at the ground at you guys and is like, "Hey, Francis, that's no way to behave in front of a guest now, is it?" The boy's already gone off upstairs storming. "Francis!" calls Mrs. Tubbs, and she goes on after the boy, like just up the stairs. And now all the kids, except for him, are now sitting at the table, and they've all been like, shoved a bowl of this broth in front of them, and they're all just like, just digging into the broth and that. You guys all sit down at the table as well, with this motley crew, if you will, and you're all handed a bowl by Mr. Tubbs.
Free food.
I suppose you thought we were all hideous and heartless beasts, eh?
I had no idea what I thought. But obviously it was wrong.
From what you've most likely experienced, I don't much blame you.
Well, my first night on the job, people tried to kill my kid. And now, they've stolen my kid.
You see, it's all Teddy's fault.
That's a shame. That's a damn shame.
No.
I told you, bold.
One of the kids is just like shoveling this broth into his mouth there, and he's just like looking over the lip of his bowl just directly at you, Butcher. And he's just locked eyes with you.
I like that one. What weapons that one got?
That one has a cricket bat with a bunch of nails in it.
I knew you were alright. What's your name? You, the one that's staring at me with the cricket bat. That is a strange name.
Mr.
Well-
Tubbs leans over. They ain't children anymore. Not like you know up top. They haven't a mind for play or speak, most of them. All they know is survival. We
These
found them, one by one. Some wandering around the city walls at night. Others we managed to sneak out of the holding pits. And then
They-
some of them, like Woad, just appeared on the doorstep.
you
Where
mean
in the
like
fuck are we?
you mean
They're in
like
Underbed.
like they were orphaned from other monsters, or they were like human children?
No, they were taken, of course. No humans grow here.
If you did, let's just hypothetically say that you did have a human here.
Hmm.
Or whoever's in charge here had a human, where would they take them?
Well, they all go through to the holding pits, for starters, where they're sorted and then dealt with from there.
And where are these holding pits?
Well, they're on the far side of the city.
How do we get there?
Does Woad know the way?
Why, he does.
He knows which road to get there.
Right, that's it.
Right, everyone
I'm about to
at the table.
burn 5 inspirations to kill Teddy.
Everyone at the table, roll me a d4.
It's just like,
Me
can
too.
it be a D20 and like that's how much damage we take from the terrible
No,
joke?
it's d4. Okay. Butcher 2, Chip 4, Ready 4. So that is how much psychic damage you take from this dad joke.
Vicious mockery to the extreme.
Psychic damage, I can't even stop that.
I didn't realize I could do that. Ah, cantrip unlocked. Teddy now has terrible jokes.
Jokes.
Mr.
We
Tubbs
find out
sort
when
of
he's
looking
fucking-
at all you guys, and he's just like, "What's going on?"
Oh,
And,
good
You know, my
question.
joke-
You're all
Right.
just sort of like leaning over a bit, like something just hurts your sides. Like, ah.
Hey, my jokes are great. At least I don't butcher the punchline.
It's just the
Roll a d4.
the old stream's having a panic attack.
Yeah,
Roll
it's mine.
Big 4.
Yep, Butcher takes 4,
Two.
Chip takes 4, and Reddy takes 2
Particularly bothered by these.
damage. Yeah, Chip, you're just like, ah.
Oh,
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, so Mr. Tubbs is just like, what the fuck is
Absolute
going on?
shit-eating grin. Massive grin. Teddy is so proud that he has figured out wordplay.
Yeah, look, it's training. Good job.
Um,
High five, ready.
so Mr. Tubbs just sort of like looks over at Teddy, who's just beaming from like ear to ear, and he just like, you're not hungry? I could probably fix you something else if that's not to your taste.
No, I can keep eating. I was just telling some bad jokes.
Yeah, could
Oh,
you
jokes, right? Yeah.
fix me up a meat tray?
What? Sorry.
Like just a meat tray, just like some
Oh,
sausages.
I'm sorry, lad. I'm sorry. We're vegetarian in this family.
Oh, you know.
Right, that we are.
So,
Mm.
so,
That's why we managed to keep all these young ones.
And I suppose Woad is a vegetarian now too.
Well, oh, yeah, that's how he got his svelte figure.
What happens to the children? They what?
Nothing. We look after him.
No. I mean, like Cecilia. She's missing.
Oh, your little one. Aye, if she's made it through the tunnels already, then I'd suspect, most likely be on her way to the holding pits for sorting.
Well, why do they sort them?
Sorting by size, meat to bone ratio, potential tastiness, that sort of thing. There's a lot to it. It's a whole system. It wasn't always like this.
So,
Uh,
how many kids are down here at any time?
Hard to say. Sometimes we see quite a few coming through. Other times, not so many. It has been harder of late for them to grab the kiddies. I think their attention spans or their imagination might have gone away a bit in the late few years. But well, when the big one first came and started rounding them up,
yeah, what's the big one?
eh? Oh, what? Sorry, the big one. He before him, Underbed was just a simple little city, a place where all us lost and forgotten things could find a home. Everyone was nice enough to each other, Sure, we argued over the fence and that sort of thing. But after he showed up, people started turning sour. The land grew darker, less friendly, and he sort of trails off a bit, staring into the eyes of each of his adopted children, as it were. The river turned to gristle, and the crops turned to sinew. Things took on new and horrible flavors.
So, if he went away, you think things would be better here?
Probably. I don't know. When you have a system in place for so long, it's kind of hard to shake it off.
Revolution!
Shh! Keep your voice down.
Why do you keep shouting weird things like that? You're running around screaming out abort before.
Look,
Sure.
we've kept our
Where did
noses
that
down
happen
here.
down?
Are you just
And-
saying words that you heard before?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I mean, that's how I learned. Sorry.
I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but I'm trying to tell you, you need to be quiet as well, okay?
Okay, sorry.
You can't go shouting out things, all right? There are others listening, okay?
Who's
We
listening?
kept our noses clean. We, heads down, bums up, minded our own business. That's how we've managed to survive, I reckon. There's others who couldn't take it and decided to revolt before, right? Like you were saying, little one. And the big one didn't take too kindly to people standing up to him. So, he's had the jailers loose all those weenies and gave him a job snatching kiddies from the up floor. And anyone else who wasn't able to snatch from the up floor is generally going to be patrolling around, keeping things in line.
So, these are some of the kids you rescued. So they used to be humans, or they are humans, or
They are humans. It's just they've been through so much. I mean, when we found them, they were all cold, hungry, scared out of their minds.
do you,
Bloody Francis upstairs there never he said a word for 3 months before when we first found him.
if we got them back upstairs, would they be able to go home? Would it work like that?
Hard to say. They've been gone for so long now. Their doors are most likely closed. That's what happens when they come down through the tunnels into Underbed. Their doors closed forever.
Hey, ready?
Mm.
We're not just gonna get Cecilia out. We're gonna get them all out now.
And I'm here for Cecilia. That's me job. What about you, Chip?
I'm just here for Cecilia.
That's the spirits. The old butcher and chip show, eh?
I didn't know butchers worked with chips. I thought they worked with meat.
I'll just take that damage now. Take 3.
Seriously.
4, 3, and 2.
Grinds my
I
gears.
wasn't even thinking about that.
Sometimes it's important, Theodore, to understand that we can't save everyone.
Mrs. Tubbs at this stage is walking down the stairs. Mr. Tubbs sort of looks up over the table at her, and she sort of looks back at him, shakes her head, comes and sits down at the head of the table. She, grabs her own bowl of broth and just big frog-like tongue just splats down into the bowl. Broth just spills out the side, just wraps back into her mouth there, and she's like,
I mean, I've probably got a spoon in here somewhere.
I could probably get you something. I've got a trash can
Teddy.
lid in there if you want one.
Teddy's just drinking out of the bowl.
I just wipe off my cheek a bit.
I refuse the broth.
You refuse the broth?
Yeah.
That's mine now.
Yeah.
Teddy has 2 bowls.
I give it a chip.
All right.
Gee.
You can have a test that one,
Thanks.
says Mrs. Tubbs as she sort of points upstairs. He blames
that, sorry?
you lot. He blames, well, doesn't blame you lot. He blames the bear there, I guess. Well,
Yeah, it's because
not-
it's the bear's
not you
fault.
particularly, but he blames his bear. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah, he's not been here that long, 4 months or so. Just needs a bit more time, I think. Underbed's made him cold on the inside.
Hey, Mrs. Tubbs.
Would he like a hug?
Yes, dear.
Just got a little question for you. This one that's giving me the stink eye over here, the one with the cricket bat. What's his deal?
Oh, that's young Ricky.
Yeah.
What
What's
do you
his
mean
deal?
his deal?
Ponty?
Why is he giving? Why is he giving me the stink eye?
He really wants to play some cricket.
She looks at him, looks at you, looks back at him. Oh, don't mind him. He's blind.
Right.
Give him the finger.
Throw the double bird at him.
Mr. Tubbs reaches out and slaps both of your hands.
Look, mate. You
None of
touch
that
my
at my table, mind you. You mind your manners, please.
I'm
Mate,
so
you
sorry
touch-
about my acquaintance.
You touch me again, we're
Is
gonna
that
have
how
a
you say
problem.
that word?
Listen,
I have a little giggle.
I've let you into my home, right?
I didn't know
I've
what the fuck was
fed
going on.
you.
I don't even know if I want to be here.
You don't want to be
Why?
outside.
So you're a lot safer in here than you are out there, let me tell you.
I'm not too sure. There's some bloke called Ricky who's got a cricket bat who's blind who's giving me the stink eye. And there's some other bloke upstairs, Francis, who's just like wailing about doing a whatever. And then we got Ken over here who's posing as my brother Woad. And he's as skinny as it gets. My brother was not looking like that before he came down here. I'll tell you that right now.
So you admit your brother came down here?
Look, if it is my brother,
I'm your fucking
If-
brother.
It is my brother. He's a mere shadow of his former self. I tell you, he was stationed in Billy's room to be the last wall against the Spinjitzu and their bullshit, while I came over to Cecilia's so we could have 2 posts in 2 different rooms.
You said you were fucking bored and you left looking for women.
That sounds right. After all of 24 hours, I'm bored.
You said it direct to my face. You came up to me on the shelf and you said, Wode, it's a total sausage fest. I'm bored. I'm going next door. You can stay here with the rest of the Gaylords.
You know what? I think there might be some truth to what this young Wode is saying.
Well, to be fair, I did mention the sausage fest bit, but the rest of it, he was meant to be there, stationed in Billy's room, and I was to head over and be a defender. Cecilia's room. 100%. Red Tin, 2019.
Yeah. I remember when you first came over.
So do I. We had some great times, didn't we?
We did.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Okay. Admittedly, we did chase the birds. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah.
We didn't do any defending at all. I just
we
showed you around the room, and we went down bloody Tin Man Alley or whatever the bloody place was back then, and.
What the fuck is going on here? I don't remember this. This is different going on right now.
As I've tried to cut in there naturally, there is a really heavy knock at the door. Just a loud, booming series of thuds, and a cracked voice shouts with a sense of authority from the other side. Tubbs, this is Sheriff Blagg. Open the door.
I didn't see Sheriff Blagg delivering my Uber Eats.
It's all right, mate. I'll get it for you, okay?
The children all go wide-eyed and quickly rush upstairs. Just,
I'm going with them.
Yep. You'll follow?
I'll go get the door. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'll turn into a piece of furniture.
All right. Mrs. Tubbs is just like, go, shh, shh. Trying to get all the kids upstairs and that. She, moves the bed aside, opens up a trapdoor underneath the bed there, and they all just start piling in under the floorboards of the second floor. So into the crawl space between the roof of the first floor and the floor of the second floor there, and they're all just sort of piling into there, shutting the lid. Shh. She sort of stomps back downstairs. Just a moment, good sheriff, cries Mr. Tubbs as he hurriedly goes about grabbing up all the bowls and shoving them into the pot with the boiling water on it. Butcher, are you heading towards the door, are you?
Mm-hmm. What's Chip doing?
I take my eyes and ears out of my back pocket, and I kind of put them on the shelf looking at the door, and then I'll just go to I'll go and kind of hide in the room next door.
Okay. So you have Chips in the pantry.
Yes!
You see like a sack of
all the vegetables.
a sack of like other potatoes, and we just cut back later on. He's like, yeah, take it, baby. Oh yeah, gonna make some chips.
That's not
Let's make some hash browns.
That's not right.
All right. So Mr. Tubbs is like hurriedly crossing the floor, moving over to the door frame there. Now, Tubbs, or I'll drag you in before the Gould myself. I'm coming, sir. I'm coming. Hold your Helgens. Hold your Helgens. He sees you at the base of the door, and he's just like, "What are you doing? Get upstairs now!
It's all right. I got this.
If he sees you, you're fucking dead."
I'll just hide behind the door.
Okay.
I'll just stand behind the door
So he opens the door.
with my chair on standby.
Okay. Cocked, if you will.
He opens the door, and standing in the street is a tall, spindly-looking creature. It's got like a long sort of coat wrapped around its grey flesh. Its face is somewhat blank, apart from a large, toothy, just maw. So it stretches from basically this point to this point, and it covers the whole bottom half of its face. No eyes, from what you can see, though. No ears, and no hair on its body at all. It looks at Mr. Tubbs with what you can only assume is a sense of disgust. And for the rest of you, you can sort of hear/see this encounter from your various vantage points. So obviously, Chip, your incognito in the potato sack, you can sort of see through the gap in the doorway there to the pantry, though, out into the main room.
I still got my eyes in the living room.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yep. So you can see through them.
Fluttering between the two of them.
Yep. You can see through them. And then Reddy and Teddy, you both went upstairs under the crawl space.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So you guys can sort of hear it from below, and you can see down through the cracks as well into the room. So this spindly guy just sort of, or Sheriff Blagg as he was called, steps into the room and stoops to fit beneath the low ceiling. So he's very tall, and he says, "We've heard reports of diminutives seen in the area. Know anything about that?"
Sorry, can I just interject? Just
Yep.
super quickly. Where he's standing, and I'm like behind the door or whatever, with my chair ready to go, just in case. And have I got eyesight to Mr. Tubbs, like between, like if I were to look and start gesturing towards him and stuff? Like
Yeah, he could sort of see you, I guess. Yeah.
okay, just as good information to have.
Yep.
In case I want to do that. Yeah.
No, sir. No, ain't no diminutives round here. that's a snatcher's game. That is. No. I avoid that gig if you follow. Too weak in the knees for that kind of labour. More like weak in the spine, Tubbs. He spits at him, and Tubbs is sort of like, nevertheless, I assume there are no objections to me exercising my right to search the premises. Of course not, sir. Search away. And he unfurls his coat, and his entire torso is made of arms. And they all just like stretch out and just start feeling over everything in the room. They just fingertips tracing over everything, like almost like they were a piano player, just feeling over everything. And it's just this massive, just crawling arms all over the place. And he's sort of stooped over and he's running his hands over a chair and over a window frame, on the floorboards, under the table, over the table. He's just sweeping the room as he goes. "See, Blagg, nothing here," says Mr. Tubbs, sort of confidently. And the sheriff just immediately just snaps around and just grabs him with one of his hands around the throat, pushes him up against the wall with one of his spindly little appendages. "Keep your trap shut, you billowy pustule." You see Mrs. Tubbs, who is standing at the other side of the room. She's just sort of like stiffened up and Jowls are bulging, as anger starts to rise within her at seeing her husband treated. So the sheriff drops him, continues his search, and then starts looking towards the stairs with his eyeless gaze. What's up there? Well, that's the bedroom, ain't it? And he stomps off up the stairs. You feel the weight of him reverberate between the floorboards as he marches up those stairs. His hands crawling over everything as he goes.
So, is he upstairs now?
He's now upstairs.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab Chip's eyes and then jump back to behind the door.
Okay.
And be like,
Chip, I think we can take him. You can't hear me, but I think we can take him. I know I need your ears for me to talk properly. We can take him.
I blink as if to say, "What the fuck?"
Meanwhile, in
Morse code, blink, blunk, blink, blunk, blink, blunk.
I look at him,
meanwhile, in
I just throw him away into the
backpack.
living room.
in Teddy's backpack, you hear a muffled, "What the fuck?"
I will reach into the backpack, and shove stuffing into the mouth so that it's quiet. Wrap it all up.
And as you're doing that, Butcher, you see the eyes just start to widen.
Yeah, I just get fed up like I usually do. I just throw it. Throw it in the middle of the living room.
I am positively frowning right now.
So from here, the sheriff is searching upstairs. He's running his hands over everything, knocking shit over. Just doesn't care. Like someone in the dark almost, just bumping into shit and running his hands over everything.
Where did Wode go?
Wode's upstairs in the crawl space.
Okay.
Yep.
I am totes there too.
You would.
Yep.
From there, he sort of stops over the bed though, and he just like, and he claps a whole bunch of his hands together and starts. And then places him back down on the bed, and he sort of places his head down against the quilt, and you hear just this large
That's not creepy at all.
He says
After a while, there's a snort and a crackle of limbs as the sheriff stalks back downstairs, puts his coat on, does it back up. He just looks over at Mr. Tubbs and Mrs. Tubbs standing there, and he just sort of gives them like a half smile, like it's not a happy smile, but it's more like a fucking get you next time sort of smile. And then he leaves. And, without a word spoken, just slams the door closed behind him and disappears into the street. Mr. Tubbs rushes over, locks the door, breathes deeply for a while, leaning up against it. Just, you see this big bulge in his throat, just, through his toad-like throat, and you hear them climb back up the staircase and open up the trapdoor. And it's like, oh, that was a close one, kids.
Holy moly!
Just quietly. What the fuck was that?
Oh, that's Sheriff Bragg. He's been tasked by the by the gold to find the lost ones. Sorry, I'm just a bit rattled. I shudder to think what he'd do if he found him.
He's scary beyond all reason.
Boy.
He
We
wasn't
weren't
that
the
bad.
only ones who were hiding kids. Well, there were others in the beginning, but Black found them. Found those poor babies.
Pat her on the arm.
She's very slick and. Ugh.
It's okay. Give her a little hug too.
Yep. As you sort of squeeze into one of the pustules on her sort of arm, just. And
Okay, someone needs comfort.
okay.
I'm a teddy bear. I expect to be drooled on, kicked, dropped in a puddle, covered in chocolate, thrown in the washing machine. All sorts of terrors.
Mr. Tubbs just sort of sits down on the end of the bed there and is helping all the kids as they come out. We ain't all pretty like you lot in the up floor, but we ain't all bad either.
I like you guys better than I like most toys.
Look, you're welcome to stay here the night. I don't think you should be wandering the streets at night anyway. Woad will help you set off in the morning, but for now, I'm sure you guys need your rest. It's been a long day.
Can I just interject quickly? To be fair, that guy was really shy at his job. I was standing behind a door, and he didn't find me. He had like 4,000 arms that came around and feel around everywhere down the lower floor, and he didn't find me. I was standing there. I got up, went for a walk, grabbed Chip's eyeballs. He's hiding in a cupboard. A cupboard. That'd be the first place I'd check if I was looking for kids.
I mean, he was blind. I don't think he knew there was a cupboard.
He had like 4,000
Oh,
arms.
I knew there was cupboards. He was like rifling through it all.
And he didn't find potato fucking the
It's
other
in the middle of the
potato.
potatoes.
Yeah, he found a potato.
Found a potato and a sack of potatoes.
And
not a big surprise there.
And I
Holy
was standing
shit,
behind
if
the
it had been
door.
in with the onions,
Well-
I would be terrified.
Not that I'm much for defending. Black.
Oh, okay then. Some vegetable broth because he wasn't looking for toys. He was shy at his job.
Butcher, you're a bit of a jerk.
I was just about to say that. I don't know why anyone would keep you as a toy, to be honest.
Because to children we don't speak. So that's a redeeming quality for all of us. We can't talk back to the kids.
Every time.
I don't know. He hears things and he just says them.
Did I
All
not
right. Well,
say
that was a strong lull.
right?
Top,
Top lull.
top lull. Alright.
But look,
Well,
you guys can bunk here with the kids if you like. Me and the missus will take the chairs downstairs as normal. Keep an eye out.
I'm gonna go sleep with the potatoes. I reckon.
I'm still in there.
Well,
That's fine.
Ha! Ha!
Done yet?
Ha! Ha!
Gravy everywhere.
not sure it.
Oh, just a big white starchy stain across them all.
Nice. Go for a bit of a midnight walk.
I'm not sure if the kids will want me in there.
That's right. I'll plunk myself down in front of all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Who here likes Black Sabbath?
who here likes Slipknot. If
The
you're
one with the,
555, then you're 666.
The one with just the chain just looks at you and he's just like,
What it's like to be a heretic. Do any of you remember a place that's not here?
they all shake their heads.
You don't remember a place up above?
I do.
Good chat.
I'm just coming to sit extra ready.
That's alright. Well, at the
One
very
with the chains.
least, we still have an obligation, yes.
Pokes you in your stomach.
I don't
Huh.
laugh.
Huh.
I do.
He looks over at Teddy now and then he just pokes you in the stomach.
Teddy's ticklish. He giggles.
Give it to me.
Teddy's just giggling constantly. He thinks this is great.
Yeah, and then you see a smile start to creep on this kid's face as he just keeps poking you in the belly. Just,
Yeah, that's
Oh.
not weird.
Punch.
It's punctuated by a giggling bear and the faint.
yeah. As that squeak emanates from within your fluffy bodice, the rest of the kids, like their eyes just sort of glimmer almost, and there's just this faint, very deep set memory that sound used to mean joy of some descript.
Well,
And they're all
Teddy's
just like-
having a great time. He's got like 6
And
kids
then
now.
Some of them reach over and they press in on your stomach again, but they're pressing a bit harder now, and they're all like, and they're all doing it now. And it's just this, kids just. One of them gets you in the eye.
It's fine. They're plastic.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, I...
And this isn't as bad as the toddlers.
While they're doing that, I'm doing anything else. Anything at all.
Okay, so you're back downstairs, are you, Butch?
Yeah, I'm hanging out with Chip.
Okay. So
Maybe
you
not
and
while
Chip.
he's fruit and potato, but like,
No, you and Chip are in the pantry there. Chip's just sort of put his parts all back together, and he just like chucks a potato over his shoulder back into the sack.
Yeah, he did.
what do you reckon, Chip? I reckon we should go for a bit of a walk, scout out what's around here a little bit.
Oh, yeah? We could do that.
See what's what, you know? I don't know about these frog people. Whatever they are. They're a bit dodgy. These weird ass kids upstairs.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong. They're fucking weird ass kids upstairs. And now they're reeling Teddy into their cult or whatever.
Oh, shit.
A faint squeak and followed by giggling.
What is going on up there? I missed
reckon
all of it. I was still in the pantry.
There's all the Slipknot lyrics just
No.
filtering down through it all.
I actually pull out a very old actual cassette, which is a copy of the vinyl version of Patsy Bisco's Songs to Play on a Rainy Day. Which is basically, it's just like, it's nursery rhymes.
Okay. So as those nursery rhymes are playing softly upstairs, you guys in the pantry there, you sort of see through the doorway, which is now open. You look out and you see Mr. Tubbs and Mrs. Tubbs sitting in their armchairs, looking into the fireplace, and they're both sort of holding each other's hand and smiling, just not smugly, but just that there's a sense of pride and caringness. The sound of the kids giggling upstairs and the nursery rhymes, and
You see, Chip is fucking weird.
each other, so.
He's not fucking weird. He's fucking potatoes.
Just a D4 of damage, or is it?
Yeah, roll the damage.
You can't hear it.
I take
okay.
D4 meta damage.
Yeah,
And
that's
another
better.
4.
You can't hear it, Chip. You're downstairs, mate. You can't hear it.
Felt it.
But it is very meta.
Yeah.
I take that meta damage.
All right. Cool. So what do you guys do?
Hey, most party damage by Teddy.
I am. Chip, I reckon we just go for a bit of a wander, you know? Just see what's going on around here. We'll sneak out if we have to.
So we'll wait
They're
for them
all-
to fall asleep.
Yeah, and then we'll just walk on out.
So upstairs, you hear from the backpack.
So I come over to my back, pull out my backpack and I unplug the mouth.
Yep.
See if it swears. If it swears, it's getting plugged up again.
Back downstairs.
What do you think of this place?
So it's a bit odd. It's, I don't feel comfortable,
Me either. That's why I reckon.
even with all the potatoes.
Where did they get potatoes anyway?
Christ.
I don't
They're
know.
not normal-looking potatoes. Let's just say that. Even after Chip's been with them.
They're like a mirror potato.
I might get diseases.
You might get mirror diseases.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh,
I'm pretty
shit.
sure.
I'm not too sure about Woad either. That boy's changed.
Is he Ken?
I don't know. I still have my suspicions.
How long's he been down here for?
Well, I don't know. To him, he says he's been down here for a while, I think, but hey, he didn't look like that when I left him. I mean, whether he's on a vegetarian diet or not, but and he knows what he was meant to be doing in Billy's room. You can blame me for leaving, but it was part of the plan. We're both in on it. But either
I
way,
feel like there was some truth in the sausage fest.
oh my god. Hello. What is it? Oh, thanks.
Oh, cheeky cup of coffee.
What?
Cheeky smoothie. Thank you. Hey! Oh, you want me to mute it? Yeah, I can do that. Live on air, but that's fine.
Oh, look at that.
Anyway. So back upstairs, you guys are obviously hearing all the conversation from Chip's end as well, through his mouth and eyes and ears that are stuffed in the back of your backpack.
Yep.
Sorry, I cut out. So
Oh, good.
Yep. So you guys are now aware that the Butcher and Chip are considering departing in the night to just find something else, anything else. They both seem rather bored by this domestic scene. So
Not bored.
It's not a bad idea to
it's just dodgy.
scout the area.
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
You don't have Chips's ears in your bag, do you?
One sec, and then I pull them out and I stuff the cotton in them.
The fuck?
It's not what I meant. I just pop. I just sort of borrow an ear and just take the cotton out of it for a second. Chips!
Oh shit!
Can you hear me? Come in. Over.
Who the fuck is that?
Chip! Can you
I'll
hear
unplug
me?
them now.
yeah, you
Yes,
got to plug
I can
them out.
fucking hear you.
Come in. Over.
Come in over what?
Ah, who's there? Excellent.
Just did. I threw it back.
Chip! Chip! It's ready.
What's ready?
What's ready?
There it is.
It's me. It's ready touch spin.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
I just what? What? Over.
What? Are you? Where are you?
I'm upstairs.
Wait, if we wanna
What are you
avoid
doing
being
there?
heard by these frogs, you gotta keep your voice down. We're hiding in the pantry.
As you say that, the front door flies inwards off its hinges, and the sheriff and two other dark-looking creatures storm inside the room.
Shove the kids.
what?
Immediately. Shove the kids. Go, hide, go.
Okay. Yeah, Blag just sort of like is there without any coat on at all. His arms are out, but instead of his normal sort of searching little fingers now, they're all just sort of like mailed up into fists and claws. And he's just like wildly sort of flailing as he comes in through the door. And he just looks over at Tubbs and Mrs. Tubbs and just like, seize them, find the children. And that is where we'll leave it for tonight.
I rage.
Oh no!
All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
Alright. What revelation?
And
That was
yeah,
different.
same as always, team. Let's get our player votes in for the
Totally not what I thought was. Yeah.
for the best role player. Send them through to myself, and if you're watching in the stream, I'll get you guys to send through your player votes for who was the best role player, who embodied their character most, or just who had the coolest moment in today's episode. And straight away, we've got the player votes in, and congratulations, Chip and Butcher.
Hey!
Good job,
Hello.
guys.
It was a split decision, so both of you will receive an inspiration for today's activity.
Well done.
Well done to both of you.
Done.
Thank you.
So, yeah, if you are still watching the stream on the Twitch, send it through in the chat, and we will award the player who gets the most votes with an additional inspiration from yourselves.
Woo!
Otherwise, that's it for tonight. You can catch us on our socials, Facebook, YouTube, Instas, all that sort of stuff. We will be getting some character art to you guys shortly. We just obviously have to find time to draw it. And if you guys have any character art that you'd like to send us, why not send it through our Facebook, Insta, whatever. Just tag us in that drawing that you've done, and we'll put it straight up on the page if it's PC enough. Even if it's not, stuff it. We don't care.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
we don't have a rating.
That's how we get one. Anyway, that's it from us. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's episode. Tune in next week, same time, same website, and catch up on previous episodes up on the YouTube as well, in case you have missed any. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Have a great
Adios,
night, guys.
Be well.
Eat more rice.
Is that
I
it?
thought you wanted meat.
Right.